Yo, what is going on, family, friends, and fellow enthusiasts? It's your boy Leo, situated here in Oslo. We got a new toy this evening, guys, to show you. This is the very first subscription-based aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator. However, you do have several options. Well, I wouldn't say several. I'll say you have a option if you don't like the subscription-based model. Pre-release ops. This is the Boeing 737 Classic by Commercial Simulation Systems, or CSS, if you will. Initially, the CSS 737-500 model will be released in the passenger variant, which you see here. For Microsoft 2020 and 2024, the model will be without a GPS, only IRS, and the FMS version 5. All of the main functions such as LNAV, VNAV, AutoLand, etc. will be fully implemented. There will also be a custom EFB Navigraph integration. Weather and terrain radars are working, wipers, many interesting additions. At the release stage, they'll publish a roadmap showing when they will release the next versions of the aircraft, the 300, the 400, passenger and freight versions, and when they will supplement the aircraft with various additional parameters, other versions of the FMS, and an advanced failure system, other instrumentation, and so on. That is directly from their website. We'll get into some of the key features of the aircraft as we learn this aircraft together. It's a Boeing. It's not a 200, which I'm fine by. Can't stand the 200s myself. But other than that, it's nothing really different. There's a couple different intricacies that we'll have to learn ourselves as we make our way down to Copenhagen this evening. Good to see each and every one of you. Captain Will is in the house. He says, what the hell is this? Critch H is in the house. Big ups, big ups. Mr. Brian Harris, good to see you, my friend. Says, been waiting on the classic. Looking forward to this stream. Countdown to FS Expo. Takeoff power set. Man, Toga. Can't wait for FS Expo next month. We'll be in attendance, as you know. The homie Zato Flies is in the house. He says, hell no, the subscription plane need a NATO escort for this one. Kind of a one-of-a-kind subscription aircraft. Well, that's one person already giving his 2 cents on the subscription model. Like I said, you have another option. We'll get into it. Stick around as we get the aircraft powered up. We'll get the sounds up. We'll get the music down a little bit. And because this is a pre-release, let's go ahead and move towards the aircraft. We're not in a rush tonight. It is Saturday night, and we'll take a spin around the aircraft and show you guys. I haven't even done this. Streamers literally just got the aircraft maybe an hour or so ago. So I haven't even so much as gotten the thing off the ground yet. Haven't tried. I did manage to power it up. It powers up just like you would expect. The alignment and everything just like you would expect. Looking at these beautiful CFMs here. And we'll just show some of the texturing work of the aircraft here. Fan blades all looking nice. Got the decals on there looking nice. And again, do remember, guys, that this is in a pre-release stage. This is not indicative of what you can expect upon release. I do believe the release was slated for tomorrow, but I'm not sure. And I guess us, the streamers, have to get done with it first before they make the determination here. I always did like the Classic's wingtips here with the little bulbous navigation light on the trailing edge of the wing there. I always did like that. One of my favorite aspects of this wing. So far, yeah, I'm liking the textures. The textures look pretty decent. She does only come initially, at least right now, in the pre-release version with the Scandinavian livery and a bare white livery. So we'll probably do the bare white livery for like some VIP United States Air Force ops because they have several shorty 737s that's just bare white like that. But yeah, other than that, guys, The aircraft is among, as far as old school and classic, it's among one of my favorites. Like, as far as it's right there in the realm of when they started getting into the NG series, kind of, but it doesn't feature any of the NG's avionics. It's got, you know, the classic digital gauges, kind of. I don't know exactly what they're called. But yeah, we'll check out some more of the exterior of the aircraft. Let me get signed into VATSIM. I don't even know if we pre-filed it. Let me do that right quick. There's no ATC over here in Oslo this evening. HG Sims in the house. What's going on? We'll talk about it. Yes, it is an option for a subscription plane if you don't want to go the other route. Let me file this flight plan really quick and we'll jump straight into it. And once we get up, we'll talk about it. All right, we've got that pre-filed, and let us get vPilot on. And hopefully, I wonder if my button will work. I don't know why vPilot wasn't wanting to pick up my normal push to talk button on my yoke. May have to do the secondary button here. Let's go over to settings. We'll clear that. There we go. All right, we'll apply it. And let us connect here. We are going to be Scandinavian 1286. And we are a B735. 737-500. We'll connect on up. All right, let's jump aboard. We're here situated in the cockpit. We'll take a look at the avionics. We'll take a look at the EFB. And again, this is my first time with it, and the streamers just got it, so I'll be learning. So just expect things to be a bit slower tonight as we make our way down to Copenhagen. I don't know what is that. That's an AI aircraft that's making that sound. All right, we'll come here. Let's see. We'll go sim brief. Here's our flight here. It gives us our, that's distracting. Okay, so that's not, I thought that maybe that would be FSLTO, but that is a AI aircraft from VATSIM that's making that noise. And it may be somebody else in a 500 that's just not necessarily synced with the sounds yet. All right, so let's take a look at this. It gives us our OFP here. We did manage to get signed into our Navigraph and everything like that. So yeah, it gives us all of our stuff here. That's cool. Gives us wind information. It breaks down your OFP. We're gonna turn that down. That's a little distracting. It breaks down your OFP, which I kind of like. So we'll back out of there. I don't think it does any loading. Let's see, ground ops. We've already got GPU connected. And of course, all of this is in kilograms, which is something I didn't notice. Let me see, is there a way to change? Is there a way to change it from kilos to pounds? Software, oh, here we go, weight unit. There we go. Nope, don't need that yet. Okay. So now, all right, we'll figure all of that out. Let's go ahead and get power established to the aircraft, and then we'll figure out how to load old girl. That is really distracting. Let me just disconnect from VATSIM. Yeah, that was obviously VATSIM. Let's disconnect from VATSIM for a moment until we get ready to go, because that's really distracting. All right, up top we go. We'll get the battery switch on. That sounds nice. We'll close the guard. Emergency lights can come through the arms. We'll close that guard as well. We'll come down here. We'll get the navigation lights on. That is cool. Window heats can all come through to on. We'll go auto, auto, auto. We'll get the APU bleed air on. We'll jump over on the first officer side here in a second. So one thing you do notice about the 500 Classic is when you go onto external power, you see nothing really happens, right? And that's because this is kind of can I lower the yoke? Yeah, there we go. This is kind of old school, so we're gonna brighten up our panels here, and that's gonna get all of our stuff where it needs to be. And we'll come and brighten up our... Are we on ground power? And let me see.
Traffic.
Got fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Franchise best on the team. Franchise best on the team. Franchise best on the team.
Gregory.
Franchise best on the team. Got fresh on the scene.
Gregory Vega has entered the Boom Boom Room. Welcome to the stream and chat, my friend. Good to have you aboard here. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna be moving super slow. We're trying to figure this aircraft out just like everybody else. We're not a... Alright, so that's gonna brighten up our displays, I do believe. Let's see. Did we even... You on ground power and you on bat. My question is... Why isn't my what's the name brightening up? Now this is the one thing that I did do earlier, which was come and get connected on ground power. That's how I found out you had to brighten these joints up. But I'm wondering if it takes... It must take a few moments to have the aircraft fully energized, like some other stuff. All right, let's come back here right quick, and let's see. Ground ops. Yeah, we got. Oh no, you know why? Uh-oh, did I just disconnect it, or did I connect it? I think I might have disconnected it. Yeah, I think I disconnected it. My bad. How many issues of this magazine do you get with with the subscription? 0. 0 issues of a magazine. Uh-oh, and my camera is out too. Why y'all ain't tell me that? Stand by, guys. We'll get back to the camera here in a minute. All right, so the GPU is connected. Yeah, GPU power is available. So am I doing something wrong? Because I was just in the aircraft. And I wonder if I need to reset it. Because yeah, like nothing is yeah, this is the brightness knob for your screens here. Yeah, that's the brightness knob there. Let me just yeah, there's no other brightness knobs. Plus the FMC isn't coming on. All right, let's do this. Let me just go back to the main menu real quick and see if it needs to be I could have probably just did a restart instead of going all the way back out to the main menu. Bear with me, guys. We'll turn this off till I can get my camera back up. So again, we'll have, as within the aircraft, we'll have growing pains. I don't really exactly understand how the aircraft initialized. Like if you go back, because what I did was I jumped in just to get a thumbnail, powered it up, and then came back out to the what's the name. So we'll set as departure, and we'll click fly again. I guess it ain't tricking if you got it. What up, Green? Welcome to the stream, bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's come here. We'll give that a second. That is a little initialization. So let's see if we'll grab our sim brief here. We'll come out. We'll go ground ops. We'll get the L1 door, and we'll get the GPU connected. We'll jump and grab the jet bridge as well, and let's see if we get this thing to light up for us. And they are done with the GPU. All right, let's try this again. I know, at least I know what I'm doing there. All right, battery on. We'll go ground power and over to bat. Emergency lights come through the arm. Ground power. Position lights. Alright, that is all good. There we go. It was an initialization issue. Alright, so we'll come down, we'll brighten up our stuff here. And there we go. Yep, it was just an initialization issue. I have that issue sometimes even with PMDG. A simple restart from the menu, not going all the way back to the main menu like I just did. A simple restart normally fixes it. So we'll get let's see here. We'll get all of these turned up. There we go. Everything is bright. So that's the one thing about the old school stuff. Most of these knobs and stuff, they don't automatically come on like on bright like you would expect. Alright, cool. Alright, so we've got that. Anything else we need? Let me see. Alright, so let's figure out how to load this aircraft here, because I don't know. Haven't gone through that yet. Alright, so we got load. Let me pull up my OFP. And let me actually see if my camera is ready. Hopefully that stays good. And we'll give you that. Alright, cool. Let me pull up my OFP. We're going at 350. We're taking a block view of 11.7. So this tablet does have a timer on it. I've got it set to 30 seconds. That's why the screen keeps going dim. So we got 11.7. Okay, so it does pull in your sim brief. That's nice to know. And we're looking at, let's make sure we've got 102 on the passengers. Okay, so that doesn't line up. However, let's take a look here. Zero fuel weight is 94.4. Okay, so let's see if we go up to what it said, 102. 94.4, 95.9. Okay, so the weights aren't quite. We'll just need a sim brief profile to correct that. Cargo 5620. That's correct. Got the correct cargo. And so we'll adjust our zero fuel weight here, or our passenger load, to get closer to. Will it? Yeah, there we go. 94.4. It's 94.0. All right, 94.6. All right, cool. That's what we got. All right, so we'll go ahead and load the aircraft there, and we'll see if we can sync that up with GSX and see what GSX does. They do have a profile included with the airplane for GSX, so we'll see what GSX happens to do with the aircraft. Now I don't know if it's keying me up to open these doors, and so it doesn't look like GSX controls those doors. So let's see. We'll come back to doors, cargo aft, and cargo forward. All right, we got boarding started.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We'll get the IRS switches over into the nav position. We'll uncage you. That is fine. Center our view here. We'll come down. We are at ENGM. So we'll go ENGM.
Watcher check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Pop that in. Now, it's a couple ways that you can set your IRS position. One is finding your gate number on your charts and putting in your Latin long or your coordinate position here. The other way that they've said that you can do your position is the last position. It automatically loads it here. That's where the airplane is. That's where the FMS knows it is. And new generation or next generation will come over and grab the IRS left and right. But that's not available, as you can see here. So we'll grab the last position and we'll pop that in there. Everything else is the same, guys. We'll go over to route. We'll put ENGM there. Now, what I don't know is how to uplink my flight plan into the FMC. So we'll be learning that as well, if it even has the capability at this stage. So we're looking at runway 01 left. So we'll pop that in. Our destination is going to be EKCH. We'll drop that in. Our flight number is, what is our flight number, guys? SK1286. We will sign back into VATSIM here in a few before we push back. And then we'll activate and execute that. We'll jump over to our departures and arrivals. So actually, we don't even have our route in yet. All right, let's go perf init here. We're going up to 350. We'll pop that in. Cruise wind is 058 at 21. We'll pop that in. We'll grab our zero fuel weight and stuff here in a moment. Cost index, we're doing 16. Our reserves is 4.4. We'll pop that in. We'll get the rest of that. ISA deviation is +1. Didn't like that format. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. We'll come back to the rest of that. We'll go departure. We're doing 01 left on the and then all right, execute that over to route. Where is my route? All right, L996. And we're exiting at Keelin, K-E-L-I-N. We'll pop that in. We'll jump over to the next page here. Direct to Topla. Then back on L996. And we're exiting at Ernov. And that is going to be our transition into the Ernov 2 Alpha. So we'll execute that. We'll jump back to here. We'll go arrivals 2 Alpha. We're expecting to come in on 04 left. So we'll say we'll try an ILS, see how it reacts. ILS 04 left. Let's take a look at what our transition is going to be for that approach. Really quick. Let's see where we at. ILS 04 left. And we're going to use what is this? Erpuck? We don't even have that. Yeah, we don't even have that transition into that approach. All right, we'll execute it. We'll check that out. Okay, so let's jump over to our legs page. This is all of what we just put in. We'll actually step through that here in a minute. And it's giving us Ernov plus a discontinuity. We're going to clear that discontinuity with Ernov there. Once we're able to... Oh, let me just see one thing here right quick. Alright, yeah, that's active. Alright, cool. Are we done fueling? I suppose so, right? We're not done. Yeah, we're still loading here. We're at 29%. It looks like, yeah, we've got our fuel uplinked. And our weights and stuff is still changing. So, we're good there. We'll let it do its thing. Initial climb clearance is up to 7,000. And we'll expect further clearance by Oslo approach, but we don't have any ATC, so we'll self-vector ourselves. So we'll come here and bug for 7,000. And we're good there. Now, I managed to get my my throttles and flaps and stuff working, but I don't have everything bound yet. And alright, we've got 3 minutes until the alignment is finished. Yeah, I don't have everything needed bound yet, so we'll be trying to figure that out on the fly. Alright, over to chat. HD says a subscription plane. Wow, yeah, absolutely, bro. But again, like I said, we'll talk about it once we get up and at it. And Green says you got to pay to play. It depends on what you're talking about, Green. Yo, Geo's in the house. Big up, big up. Had to throw 4 fingers and a thumb. Y'all, I'm in Maryland. I told you to call me back, bro. You ain't never called me. And then this dropped us like literally almost as soon as I got in the house. As soon as I got in the house. CST is in the house. Big up, big up. Says no, I got it from the devs, but you said it won't install from you. Some others having issues as well. Hope they can resolve it. Yeah, I think they'll resolve it. Now, mine's did take a minute, CST, to once you did the verification thing with your email for it to pop up in the installer. He told me to shut the installer down and then make sure it's closed in the system tray and then restart it after you do the verification, and it should pop up there. Or did you get past that part and it's just absolutely not installing for you? Alright, I'm gonna change this. Let me see if I can find those settings. I get tired of my tablet dying now. We're at 41% anyway. Let me see, is there a... Alright, EFB. Yeah, here we go. Screen timeout. Can I turn it off? Yeah, always on. There we go. So I guess we can take a look at the EFB here. I don't know what this enable helper click spots is. We don't have fast alignment on. We don't use none of that jazz. Override aircraft configuration, not sure what that's about. Let's see, software, pounds, show plan fuel, Toga runway position update. I don't know what that is, but we'll turn it on. And then here's all of your integrations, Navigraph, SimBrief, and it gives you all of this, and I think that's for the OFP services. So let's see here. How do we do this? This is going to be our takeoff performance. So we are at ENGM. Runway. Oh, maybe it's because we're still loading. That's why it's doing that. Bleeds on, anti-ice off, flaps 5. Okay, this is the D rate here. Wind direction, we'll have to get all of that. Yeah, I think it's got me locked out because we're still loading. We'll check there here in a second. Dang. Alright, let's do this. Let's just go instant. Because that's obviously real time is real time, right? Alright, let's see if this changes here. Yeah, stop spinning. However, it's not letting me select a runway. So am I supposed to be selecting anything from here? Yeah, surely, right? Alright, we can do the wind. Let's get our wind here. 010 at 12. These should be clickable to bring up the keyboard, because hitting this thing, it's a tiny click spot. Climb normal, runway condition is dry, temperature is 9. And QNH is going to be 1019. See, that click spot is a little tiny. Alright, 1019. It's still not letting me select a runway, undefined. That's not going to give us any takeoff data. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a bug? I guess it is. Alright, let's finish our perf stuff here. Oh damn. It did it throw out my, what's the name? ENGM. No, it didn't. Alright, zero fuel weight is 94.6. And why is that 94.5? Alright, we'll execute that. Now the page we need is the daggone takeoff page. However, this ain't letting me select the daggone runway. So like, are we gonna get no numbers? That's the question. Samuel, what's going on, Samuel? What up, Rock? Welcome, welcome. Welcome all of you guys to the stream. Says in Jersey don't want to deal with that GW traffic. Yeah. Samuel, no idea what you're talking about. What you mean what? Yeah, so this is gotta be a bug here. This is no bueno. As far as the runway, it won't let me. It's like the click spot isn't working. It says undefined runway. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm not restarting the plane just to try to fix that. So yeah, is this a bug? Let me see here. Let me go to here. Says 500 is absolute great. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so I just made a little message in the Discord chat to see if there's something that is something that I'm doing. I don't think it is. I mean, we've got all of the other information when you see, like I can change there. I just think it's not ENGM. I think it's just not I just think it's bugged, that's all. See, on ENGM it's, let me just try something. Let me just try another. This probably won't work, but I just want to just see if it does anything at all on a different airport. Yeah, see, it's undefined. So my question is, I do have another option to get takeoff speeds. We can use sim briefs if we have to. Yeah, we just gonna close the Discord down and leave that be. All right, so let's do this. We'll have to resort to plan B here. Let me pull up my OFP for SimBrief, and we'll do some takeoff performance over there, and hopefully that's enough to get us out of here. Takeoff weight, flaps, we're gonna do flaps 5, optimal, 1019, dry, let's calculate that. Cell temp 56. Alright, let's see here. Outside air temperature is 9, so let's see if we can put this in. Cell temp is going to be 56, and that's going to give us a V1 of 146, rotating at 151, and a V2 of 156. So we'll pop that in there. We're good there. And one other thing, oh, it's not up there. See, I'm getting confused here. All right, let's go into plan mode, and I want to take a look at our departure here and just make sure everything is jiving up. All right, so we're gonna step through it. There's our departure, and I want to also zoom out some. Hard right turn south. We have a discontinuity here, so what we're going to do is take you, replace you like so. We'll execute that. We get to the end of our vectors, but there should be something here for our approach. And there is nothing showing there. Yeah, it's just like it ends. That's a bit weird. It should show something in there as far as our approach. Alright, we'll figure that out here in a minute. Let me finish getting this stuff. I know we're moving slow, guys, but remember, this is a new airplane and we're trying to learn it as well. This is one of those situations where I didn't get the opportunity, like normal, to fly it off stream beforehand to learn the aircraft. So we're learning as we go. The 300 is faster. I like the 300. The 300 I think is one of my favorite. I like the 300 over the 500 in all honesty. Alright, so descent winds here. 310 56 at 25. So we'll go 310 56 slash 25. 200 52 and 20. And the last one we'll use is let's say 150, and that is going to be 44 at 25. All right, cool. All right, let's get the APU up and running. We'll jump outside for that. Yo, big up Fires, welcome aboard. So I definitely believe they'll have a few bugs to fix ahead of the release, I think. However, it's always fun to learn a new aircraft. All right, APU is up. We'll jump over to the gens. Did we jump over to the gens? It almost seemed like it didn't. Let me see. There we go. Uh-oh. Now, why did it automatically trip on us? However, we got APU power. No, we don't. Why is it tripping on us? That's the question. Oh. Why is the APU tripping on us? Can't use both gens? Or both bleeds? Okay. Yeah, bleeds are off. APU bleed is on. You said you can't use both APU gens? Well, we got APU power now. Alright, we'll get closed up here. We're definitely learning, so all of these little small intricacies like this are definitely new aircraft related here. Oh man. No, we don't have daggone. Just stay on. Alright, let's go ahead and get pushed the hell back after almost an hour. One last thing I need to do here is set 3009 on the altimeter. Which is 1019. And we'll come over and get the beacon light on. Everything else is set. Yeah, I guess we're good. Alright, let's go ahead and call up GSX. We'll get signed back in the VATSIM here. We'll remove the jet bridge. Okay, please, got you, Fires. Do we not have a flight director switch on the FO side? That switch is out of place, you see it? That switch should be over here. Alright, and what did it say for... I didn't even see what it said for trim. Load, stab trim of 4. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to send it here. Alright, let's get everything else cleared out and we'll be good to push back here. Ground ops. We'll get the chocks. And does the cones, where does it, I think the cones may come from GSX. Oh, before I do that, let me sign back into VetSim. And damn. My radio panel. I gotta get all of that stuff set up. My radio panel is not working. We are on 228. And alright, cool. Transmitting is just fine. Get up my charts. Onto golf. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 1286. We'll be pushing back from stand 18 onto golf facing west. We'll call our taxi. Oslo traffic. Alright, prepare for pushback and departure. We're going nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes.
Yo, big up spawning. How's it go?
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Hold on. Is my parking brakes off or on? Hey, it was telling me to release my brakes immediately. I'm like, sir, they are. Alright, finally on the move here. All of the fuel pumps are on. We'll get ready to start up here momentarily. What I need is my cruise altitude was 3.5. Let's jump over here. And let's see. I'm just blocking my, sorry about the view. Alright. Alright, 3.5. Are you guys gonna turn me to the right? There we go. Alright. Rolling on engine number 2. N2 is rising. We're looking for 20%. Introduce fuel. Does take them a minute to spool up.
Set parking brakes.
Hey, why is... There we go. Alright, engine number 2 is good. We'll roll on number 1. Starter valve is open, N2 is rising.
Unlocking gear.
There's 20%. Introduce fuel.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, we're good there. Up top we go. Y'all damper can
Clear
come
to
through
start
the
engines.
on. We got two good engines. APU can come through the off. Probes on. Hydraulic pumps on. Come into auto. That's all good. We'll select flaps 5. Auto brake RTO. Is that flaps 5? Oh, they're still coming out. Okay. So not sure if the sound is a placeholder, but they could. Startup sounds can definitely use some work. The cockpit environment, I think, is pretty decent as far as the system sound and stuff like that. But the startup sounds, I think, are a little janky. We'll come down here. We'll stay on 2000. We'll go TARA. That is all good. Looks like everything else is set. We'll go taxi light through to on. We'll pause you. Let's figure out a taxi path. We'll come out Golf. Make a right on November. And we'll take November down to the end. Oslo traffic. Scandinavian 1286. We'll be taxiing to runway 1 left via taxiway Golf November. Holding point Alpha 1. Oslo traffic. Alright. So I noticed also the button that I have set to parking brake is a little janky as well. Alright guys, finally, first taxi in the 737 Classic. We'll see how she taxis. And we do have a few things to +56. We'll do +20. So we're looking for one, god damn it, for 176 here. And runway heading is going to be 012. Alright, clear on the right. I love the sounds of the going over the bumps and stuff. This thing definitely sounds old and janky. Ground handling seems to be pretty good. I got some food here. So now my question, you know what? It's because we didn't get it set here and my bugs aren't set. So I have to figure out if I can. Oh yeah, we can set our own bugs. Alright, we'll do that once we get down to the end of the runway here. I love me a stubby Boeing, not gonna lie. I love me a stubby Boeing. Yeah, sounds can definitely be tweaked and worked on a bit, I think. Right now, these sounds kind of sound like, almost like we're behind the aircraft in cruise. We'll see how she sounds on takeoff. Yeah, I love how she's bouncing around, but that's brought to you in part by chase plane, I believe. But love the thuds and thumps and stuff of this old aircraft. For all of you magenta riders, it definitely does have a magenta line. Sir William. So yeah, like I said, when we get up, we'll talk about some more of the features and this good old pricing model that they chose. I have no doubt that I think after a few updates, I believe it'll be a really good aircraft. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like I said, sounds could use some work. A couple of the different bugs and stuff. It is pre-release. But it looks good. It is, you know, something different than your standard NG or Airbus. And I think once they get it going, it's something that could definitely compete. I don't know about the other classic. That's still like miles. That's on a whole nother different flight than this right now, I think. All right, this is going to be our whole short here. We'll get our
Scandinavian feature going Commodore 01 left.
We'll get set here. Alright, we'll hold short here. I do believe we have traffic coming in on 01 left. We'll get our bugs set and Let me see here. Turn our online stuff on Navigraph. And we do have traffic, it looks like. These are ways out there. Alright, let me let's see. 146151. See, that's 160, 150. And then we've got 156. All right. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 1286. We're lining up on runway 01 left for departure on OK set 4 Alpha. Oslo traffic.
I got him on traffic, standard 32 Tango. We are on 6 mile final for 6 on left.
All right, we'll hold short for your arrival, Scandinavian 1286.
Thank you very much.
Alright, we'll hold short for this guy. And then we'll get up out of here. Matt Eli, welcome to the stream. Says just a quick thought, missing runways and takeoff CACs and probably problems with seeing your departure. There's not an option in the EFB to update nav data, is there? Similar to the A350. I don't know, maybe it, I think, and I'll have to confirm this, but I think it pulls nav data from the sim, the default sim, which is obviously updated by your Navigraph account. Now I didn't check, let me see here. I don't know if the oh, you know what? I am missing the update with the Navigraph hub. But I don't see the aircraft. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I do have an update. It did pick it up, so I'm out of date on my Navigraph. That's one thing that I definitely forgot to check, and that's my bad. Yeah, so we had a Navigraph update, cycle 2505. Every one of my aircraft is screaming to update, and then it does add the CSS73 to it. I didn't ever check that. So there's the answer to your question there. All right, homie is about to vacate there. We'll take the runway once he does. We can see him down there turning off to the right. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 1286 lining up on runway 01 left for departure on the OKSAT 4 Alpha, Oslo. Alright, landing lights, runway turn-offs can come through the on. Strobes and wing lights all on. We'll come down here. We've already got auto brakes RTO. Brakes can come off. Alright, let's get it, guys. Toga's in chat if you got it. Hopefully my Toga button works. Arm LNAV and VNAV didn't arm. Maybe it takes above, what, 400 feet or something? Alright, we'll swap you over. Stereo cockpit, controls, cam. Alright, let's come down here. We'll start the clock and hope that we also zoom you back in. And let's hope our Toga button works. Alright, we'll spool them up. Toga's in chat if you got them. And V1, rotate, let's go flying. And Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 1286 is clear of one left, departing to the south on the OKSAT 4 Alpha final call, Oslo. Alright, so far she hand flies beautifully, I will say that. Probably will have to make some adjustments on my sensitivities. Not overly sensitive, but she definitely hand flies pretty nice. Not a problem at all holding the flight director. Trims out nicely. Just trim out that back pressure. Any back pressure that you have on the yoke. right, we'll engage Command A. There's 10,000. Alright, let's go on up to final cruise here. All right, looking good so far. Yeah, the sounds definitely, I think, could use a little bit of work. But again, it is pre-release, so we'll see what happens on release. Couple of bugs so far. Again, I'm confident that they'll get those mopped up and fixed. They are very active in the Discord. All right, so let's talk about first we'll bring you back over, and because we are above 10,000, boom boom room opens up and we can get some tunes on for our short cruise here down to Copenhagen. And let me go to my other Patrico, I think that's how you pronounce it. Welcome aboard, welcome to the stream and chat. Says, how's the performance? Performance is good. Resources are absolutely excellent. No stutters, no frame drops, no nothing with the aircraft. The aircraft runs just fine. Haven't, again, noticed any stutters or anything in relation to the aircraft. So I think you'll be good there, my friend. All right, there is a transition, so we'll go back over to standard, which is 29902. All right, so yeah, speaking of that pricing, so with this aircraft, as they, build it up, you have several different ways that you can take part in this aircraft. This is one of the first aircraft, I wouldn't even say one of, it is the first aircraft that introduced the subscription model to flight simming. I particularly don't care for it, to each his own, I guess. So you have an option of running a subscription at $5 per 30 days. That means $5 a month. $50 per 365 days. That's $50 for the year. You get unlimited access to the aircraft. Or you can just buy it outright. Like you said in chat, $120 buys you infinite access to the aircraft. You may look at it and see the bugs and say, well, I'm not paying $120 for that, but check this. There's no aircraft that release bug-free, right? There's always a chance that they go up on the subscription model. There's always a chance that the subscription price increases. We've seen it with things like Navigraph and things like that. You may not think it's worth $120, but if it's something that you're gonna fly a lot, or even half as much as you think, then I think in the long run, the subscription model, I mean the straight out, the one-time purchase model will do you just fine. Now, where I would say is only if you're getting both aircraft for that price. If you're getting it for 2024 and 2020 plus a lifetime free updates, you know, things like that, you need some daggone good guarantees to pay $120. $120 is not unheard of. There's an aircraft over in X-Plane that I swear by that is just as expensive. However, there's no subscription model with it. It's just flat out $114, and that's the Challenger 650. It's worth every bit of that $114. Can I say that this is worth 120 bucks? I won't speak on that, but understand it's pre-release. I have no idea what the aircraft will look like, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, or whenever they release it to the general public. I personally I won't do a subscription model. There's enough things that we're paying for as flight simmers, that, you know, things like Navigraph and, you know, other subscriptions and stuff like that, just to fly, just to get the updated charts. You know, me as a streamer, I have a music subscription that I pay for every month to get, you know, copyright free music, stuff like that. So when you add those things up, yeah, I'm not adding another subscription to the aircraft, you know, to fly an aircraft per month. So, you know, $120, I'll set aside 60 bucks twice and get it, or whatever the case, you know, whatever the case be. That's just the way I look at it. But yeah, other than that, the aircraft is not a resource hog. These are just growing pains. The aircraft just, you know, pre-released for streamers. And I have some confidence that they will get all of the bugs kinked out. Now, I don't agree. Again, I understand it's pre-release, but the sounds need some work. After hearing it in every phase so far, I think the sounds need some work. But again, the sounds aren't, I guess, the main thing, I think, because you got guys like FT Sim, you know, that will get sound packs out for just about any aircraft. So, you know, I'm a big FT Sim supporter. So sounds will come. Flight deck sounds, though, I think are on point. I think the flight deck sounds, we're about to pass out from hypoxia. My question is why? Oh, because I didn't hit that switch. So this has the same issue as, it's not an issue, it's a feature, as the 727. This is a switch I always forget to flip in the 727. It's to flip this switch to the flight position before departure so that you get your pressurization. So it'll take a while. Cabin altitude alert is going off. We probably will get the audible warning again here, but we've got the switch flip now, and so as the cabin actually pressurizes, we should be good. Anthony says, you see me on Volanta, whereabouts are you? Let's see. Not sure. Where are you, Anthony? Are you in my AO? There's nobody around me right now. Bruno, welcome to the stream, Bruno. Welcome to the stream and chat, my friend. It is wonderful in FPS. I've noticed no stutters, no, lags or anything. Any lags that you see may be due to OBS, but the aircraft is wonderful on frames. I will say that. US right now, what's your call sign? So just some other information here on what they have. This is straight from their website, key features. Modeled with all systems integrated, including weather and terrain radars, onboard systems, various useful features like functioning windshield wipers and more. Let me make sure I didn't knock off the autopilot there. Almost all possible equipment modifications ever installed on the 737 Classic family. Integration with SimBrief, GSX, and Navigraph services. Most importantly, a unique sales model that has never been used in simulator before. Excellent and dynamic model tested by real pilots. Custom EFB allowing flexible configuration of panels, fuel, and load data. Basic livery pack with real flying planes and historical liveries, which the livery pack hasn't been released yet. We just got one livery for the early access. Authentic sounds with surround sound support. Okay. The failure system depends on the age and condition of your aircraft. In fact, almost everything can fail, including minor issues like burnt out bulbs in the cabin. That's pretty dope. And they also incorporate some secret features that they'll keep secret until the full release. So yeah, I mean, I have no doubt, like, I'm gonna fly this aircraft. I'm gonna put this aircraft through its paces and see, about some of these failure features or whatnot. Because I'm wondering if, like, it may not give you the option to turn them off, right? All right, there we go. We're at cruise now, guys. This got me at, why is it saying top of climb and 22 miles? 3.5, let me see here. Yeah, I mean, we're at 3.5, why is it? I don't think that it's seeing us at cruise, because it still says 2 top of climb, 22 nautical miles. That's what I'm not understanding. But it looks like we're coming right back down. Can't be that quick, right? Nah, it ain't that quick. Uh-oh. November 157 uniform. Let me take a look at where you're at, brother. November 157 uniform. I got so many daggone planes on here. Ah, okay. I see you there. Flight 504, what's up, bro? Says have a good flight. We're gonna try, bro. We're gonna try. Zato says, well, what do y'all think? Are you sold on it? Me, not quite. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard sell. In all honesty, it's a hard sell, you know, because you're like 120 bucks versus a subscription model. In my opinion, here's what I recommend. Do the 1 month. Try it out for $5 bucks. You know, you can't, if you ain't got $5, then you shouldn't be simming in the first place. Try it out for 30 days. See if you like it. You know, I don't recommend the subscription, but you know, it's your money. You do what you want. Try it out for 30 days. See if you like it. See if it's gonna be something that, you know, that will fit, you know, your flying style and your hangar. And then maybe consider, you know, doing the one-time purchase if it fits. You know, I wouldn't recommend doing a year because I mean that's $50 and you may not like it after a month. But like I said, you can't really lose if you at least try it for a month. You can't really lose. It'll take you about 2 years for the aircraft to pay itself off, if you will. When you talk about a yearly subscription. Yeah, I just can't fade no more subscriptions. I mean, I've got subscriptions galore. Not only for my flight sim and streaming stuff, but we got subscriptions, Netflix, Paramount. Like, it's just all types of subscriptions. So yeah, you ain't gonna catch me with a subscription. Now, if the rest of the simming world moves to a subscription base like that, you'll probably not see me simming anymore. Yeah, the Phenom 300 is a nice airplane. It is absolutely a nice airplane. It's basic, but yet it flies lovely. Basic, but flies lovely. Love these little stubby 7.3s, man. Not gonna lie. And also, guys, you know, in my opinion, it's good to see another developer come out with a version or a rendition of a 737. PMDG has just been it. They've been the only ones that's making 737s. And then we had iFly, you know, going into the newer market of the Max version. And then now we just need some classics. Like, you can stop at the 300. I don't need the 200 or the 100. But it's good to see, you know, different devs. They're not really competing, if you will. You know, for 737 sales. Each of the devs have their own market. And I think it's good. It's good for us. Whether you want to buy it, whether you like it or not, it's good for us, the simmers. Says, thanks for the recommendation. This is my first week sim flying over a year and a half. Absolutely, bro. Glad to have you back. And she definitely looks good. Yeah, I'm anxious to see where this project goes. I do believe they're coming out with... Oh, let me go back. Yeah, they plan on coming out with the 300, the 400, the 500. Plus the freighter variants for the 300 and 400. So that's the one I really want is the freighter variant. There are some airlines I think still flying, a handful of them still flying the 500 and the 400 freighter variant. I think there's an airline up in Alaska. I want to say Buffalo Airways recently got one, got a 7.3, and there's another airline up in Alaska that flies them. So it is something that you still see, though it be rare, kind of rare, but say it looks real clean. Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I have to admit it. It looks. All right, I forgot I have this what's the name here? So let me see something because yeah, it still didn't register us as getting to top of climb yet. And it's not giving us a. Maybe I'm missing something here. It's not giving us a top of descent. So we may have to go old school with that aspect. I could be missing something. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to read the manual. I could be missing something. So I'm not going to say that that's a bug until I learn a little bit more about the aircraft. And if it, I know it has active VNAV, functioning VNAV. So I just don't think that it is seeing something right, but it could be pilot error. So don't hold me. We're learning this for the first time. But it definitely doesn't, yeah, it still sees us as climbing. So I think that's what it's boiling down to here. Yeah, see, it never registered that we got up there. So okay, and it's automatically going to take us down, and the MCP altitude is still set at 3.5. That shouldn't happen. This is the master here. It shouldn't go below what we have set until we lower the MCP altitude. So we set the cruise to 3.3 just to see if it registered. And we'll see what happens. It's giving us a top of descent now, but we'll see what happens if it registers that we get to 3.3. And so what we'll do also, because we are nearing, is we're going to set our why are we stalling? All right, I have the airplane. For whatever reason, the aircraft just started stalling, so we're just going to drop the nose and get our speed built back up here. Now, why we started stalling is beyond me in straight and level flight. All right, so let's do this. Let's go into level change, since we are already past our top of descent, and we're going to descend at 280. That was a bit odd that we stalled in straight and level flight. And I thought it may have been something with our airspeed indicator, which usually if you forget to turn your pilots on, that could happen. Like I was saying here before we got rudely interrupted by the stick shaker. Airpuck wants us at 220 below 4,000, so that's our last waypoint. We'll bug for 4,000 and we'll let the aircraft take us on down. Yeah, so that was a little weird. Nah, no ice, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have any ice buildup on anything. No visible moisture, like you said. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it was something bugged out. That's what I think, Anthony. It was a bug. But again, no need to fret out. You know, if you don't understand, if something happens, you can't let the autopilot continue to control it. You have to take control and manage the situation there. And why did my daggone... It just kicked me out of my track IR, so my track IR isn't working. Oh, there we go. All right, no worries. We're coming on down the hill. Yeah, that was weird. To stall at cruise, straight and level. Actually, we weren't even straight and level. We were descending slightly. Because we were coming down to that 3.3, remember? But I think it was I think it was a bug. I think wholeheartedly it was a bug. But we've got her in level change now. We're descending at 280 knots indicated. And what we actually want for real is to kind of maybe... Now this is my gripe, that is not showing anything after... What the heck? Why do I have the national anthem on that playlist? It's not showing anything after Airpuck. That's our approach. That's our that is our what you call it? Our initial approach fix. So let me see here. 110.5. That's already set. Huh. I guess leave it in manual. Yeah, that's already set. And the course is 037. We've got to get our altimeter set as well. We are late on that. All right, and where do we set our minimums at? Down here. Minimums is going to be 213. So 210 is closest as we can get it. Yeah, see, it doesn't even show us the airport. Like, I'm betting that blue circle is the airport, but why am I not seeing anything after? It doesn't even show me my approach. Like 4 left, we're doing final. And my question is there something that I'm missing as far as that's concerned? 290901, so we're not off by much. And that's 1013 is what we got. So we are good there. Coming up on 10,000, we'll get the landing lights. Get the landing lights on, engine start switches through to continuous. Wing lights on. And here's the kicker. We still got to do landing performance. We're going to just do it on SimBrief since we still couldn't get the takeoff performance. So why should it let us get the landing performance? So we'll do it on SimBrief here. We could expect 4 left pounds. Flap setting of 30. And calculate is going to give us 30 at 130. Where do we put that at? I didn't like that. I guess we just bugged for 130 here. And we're over speed, so let's slow the aircraft down. We'll bring her on down to 220. We'll get the boards out here. Yeah, just that quick. We got hella behind on the aircraft, just trying to deal with that problem. Owls, welcome back, bro. Zebo would never do that to you. You're absolutely right. Uh-oh. We got had a hiccup. I think that's the airport trying to load in. All right, speed's coming down. Now my question is, look at the speed still dropping, but yet the auto throttle isn't taking over. We're in speed hold mode. Look at the speed still dropping and the auto throttle isn't taking over. Now it's trying to doing something. So why is it still? It's got me an MCP speed. I just want. I just want regular speed hold. And it didn't capture. It didn't capture 4,000. Look, we're at 3,500. I'm not doing anything. I just want to see what the aircraft is gonna do. So we're gonna bug back up to come back up to 4. Yeah, Yo! Oh no! We late! Yo! Yo! There, I didn't do anything. That's what happened. Okay. Back to the drawing board, guys. You got some bugs. I enjoy the aircraft, but you got some bugs. That is how we end out tonight. I was gonna do another leg, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I think, like, just watching it, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. There was no reason. There was no reason that, let's turn this down here. Let's get some tunes on. There was no reason that, yeah, there was no reason that, that it should have been. All right, so here's the stipulation that we had. Coming down the hill, we had VNAV engaged. Again, I will take responsibility for not reading the manual, but what I know, VNAV engaged. The aircraft wanted to descend past what we had set on the MCP. That was the first issue. It went past whatever we had set, 33,000. She stalled, you know, in a descent, a slight descent at 220 knots. Coming down the hill, we recovered from that. We get down here on approach. We're descending down to 4,000 in level change mode to maintain 280 knots. In level change mode, she should have leveled off at 4,000. She didn't level off. We kept going down. I tried to come back up to 4,000 at a slight descent. What, 400 or 500 foot a minute? And what did we say? Look at the speed. The auto throttle is not doing what it should do, even in speed mode. The auto throttle just wasn't responding and not doing, and we watched the speed drop. I just let it drop too low and got ourselves into an unrecoverable stall. Now, hey, the aircraft stalled and rolled over on its back. That part was right. But yeah, I think that either I'm not understanding the MCP, which again, this is the same version of the MCP that, let's say, the HX17 Classic has. And so it's not that I'm new to the system. because even that does what it's supposed to do. So I think it's just some bugs in the aircraft. I think that they should try to find those and figure out what's going on. I'm gonna do another flight probably. I don't know. What do you say, guys? You say we load up in what is it? Where are we going? Copenhagen, and try our flight over to where was our second leg going? We were going back up the hill to Stockholm. What do you guys say? I was gonna be done with it, but we're on the water. They're sending out they're sending out a crew now. We're evacuating. There would have been no surviving that. No subscription plane for me. Yankee says, what happened? I just explained it. You can go back, scrub the screen back and see. I intentionally let the aircraft get slow, and I was trying to figure out why the auto throttle wasn't working. Once we leveled, well, we didn't never level off because it shot past the 4,000 that I had set. So, all right, let's do this. We'll try it again. I'm gonna go and to the main menu. We'll get this out of your way, and we'll at least get going to Stockholm and see if we have those same problems. Things we're looking for is it capturing the altitude, top of descent. If it recognizing we reached our top of climb, all of those things in which I had an issue with, it did not. It kept saying I was at like 22 miles to go until top of climb, and we're at like 35,000 feet already. So I think it may be just a couple of bugs and stuff. Which is not unheard of. It from my understanding, I think a lot of people, everybody that has it, oh no, we're not going there. We're going to what was Copenhagen? EKCH. A lot of people had issues with it tonight, from what I understand. So this is not just Leo. All right, so we're going to spawn up in Copenhagen. We're going to plan the flight. We're going to depart and see how we get on going up to Stockholm. Let me see, EFB. So yeah, other than that, from what I understand, at least, like I said, is that the systems are different, but as far as the autopilot, it's basic stuff. As far as what you would expect from a 737, VNav and LNav has the same function, as well as level change, all of which should capture an altitude. And I think we have an activation issue again here. Let's go restart. The black screen worries me. We may need to restart. We may need to restart the sim. All right, I don't think it's accepting the initiation. We're gonna have to force close the sim here. The old school task manager method. All right, in task. And let me restart my track IR as well. Yeah, I think it's just some bugs, that's all. Actually, Anthony, I'm in the progress of trying to get all my stuff back updated for X-Plane. That's coming soon, probably next week. We'll be putting out some X-Plane stuff, if X-Plane is nice to me. Me personally, every time I seem to try to give X-Plane a chance again, it bites me in the backside. Yeah, see, it silently crashed trying to reload it. So far, you know, this stream is still good as far as for note taking. So far, the bugs that I've encountered, EFB bugs with not being able to select a runway for your takeoff performance calculation, autopilot bugs, FMC not noticing that we are at top of climb and not properly giving the top of descent indication, VNAV, or I would say level change logic on capturing the altitude, because it definitely didn't capture 4,000 feet. A problem coming up on 4,000 feet in that descent. These things are things that you all don't really see on my channel, at least, because I normally try to find all of these things and do things like what we're doing now. I do that before the stream, and so you all get usually the beauty of me just flying the aircraft. But this is what release day. These are the possibilities when you fly something on release day, or not even release day, pre-release, like immediately. All of the other pre-release stuff that I've done, I kind of came in either in the middle of it after a few updates, or towards the end of it where it's almost at release. So I don't know if they'll push it back. I'll have to check out the Discord and see what the devs are saying and what chat is saying in their Discord. Says you wonder if I get to SSA before you get to what's that, north? Is that northeast or northwest Florida beaches or something like that? It's a short flight. It's only like 300 nautical miles back up. It's about the same distance from Oslo to Copenhagen back to Stockholm. Stockholm is just due west of Oslo. That was, I think that, no, that was great. Say that was my first time ever crashing on stream. That was my second time ever crashing on stream. That's an airport I fly to pretty frequently, Anthony. I'm decently familiar with my ICAO codes as far as the East Coast. Daggum 2020 want to take its sweet old time loading now. That was a huge rip. Right into the rip current. Bang. And the thing is, there's not even, see, I'm looking through this tutorial flight document that they've included. To arm the auto throttle switch, you gotta hold it for 2 seconds. Well, we know the auto throttle was working. It just didn't work when I needed it to. Switch off both packs, set the ISO valve to open. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. We're going out of EKCH. And we're just gonna choose this in spot here. It's a heavy gate, but we don't care. We're just trying to get back up in the air. Going to Cancun tomorrow. EKCH2 ESSA, and we're going to be SAS 1286. And we'll see if this thing initializes like it's supposed to. And it's not initializing like it's supposed to. Well, guys, yeah, we did a full restart. Aircraft's not initializing like it's supposed to. It usually takes a second, but yeah, my yoke ain't responding. I have no rudder pedals. Yeah, so we'll leave this in. We'll leave this up so that the devs can see all of this. This is off of a fresh restart of the sim. Yeah, I don't know. Zato, we crashed, bro. It was airplane error. Airplane error. We crashed into the daggone. Oh, that's a nice view there, though. We crashed into the daggone ocean, bro. You had to go back on stream and see it. Basically, we watched the speed drop. The auto throttle wasn't taking over. And I told Chad, I said, I'm watching it do this. I'm looking to see if the auto throttle is going to take over. And I knew eventually we would stall. I tried to catch it, but just didn't catch it. We were too low. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I don't believe that it will release in this state. It was originally slated to release today. It's after midnight, tomorrow, today. I don't know. I'll check the Discord. I'll make an announcement in my Discord, but I don't think that, everybody's having problems with it. So I believe that they will hold off on the release and push it back. But see, it's not even we restarted the sim now after the crash. The yokes, no rudder pedals, nothing's initialized in the aircraft. We'll try one more again. We'll do the restart method and see if it queues it up to initialize the plane. But yeah, it's not it's not initializing. Usually it's done it by now where, you know, you get the gear down and all of that good jazz. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think we'll cut our losses here on the stream for tonight. We'll try again, and if they get an update out, we'll get you the best version of this aircraft. We'll keep up to date on the on their progress, and it is going to be my recommendation for them to definitely hold off on the release of it, because you guys shouldn't get the airplane in this state. It did fly well, you know, it hand flies well, everything, you know, worked there, but I just need to know, or what is what I was experiencing a bug, or if in fact, you know, it really is operating like that. And the only thing I have to compare it to is a super high fidelity classic model, which is the EKCH Classic and X-Plane. It's a 300, this is a 500. Same systems, same autopilot, same FMC, you know, and everything. And that thing operates flawlessly. So I just do believe that there are a few bugs that need to be worked out. And so, yeah, it's my recommendation that they don't release it tomorrow, not unless they can, you know, get them ironed out. But I'm going to post my findings and post a link to the stream and to the developers, so that they can see exactly what was, you know, what was going on with the airplane, and as far as what we noted verbally on stream to you guys. So with that said, I think we'll cut our losses for the night, guys. This is part of pre-releases and new aircraft, and something that you rarely see here on the channel. But hey, I had fun flying it. It'll be fixed, I have no doubt about that. Zato says, are you flying later? Yeah, I'm gonna be flying all night, bro. I'm off tomorrow. I'm actually gonna try and still get this thing to work after messing around in their Discord for a minute, and I want to see if, you know, off stream, if there's something that I'm missing or something like that, you know, just to make sure. I just want to cover all of my bases. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad you guys could stop through, man. If you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. We have a blast on stream, man. Join my Discord, link is in the description for that. We'll bring this aircraft back once we see what's going on with it. We'll get a proper stream. I just think that everybody, like I said, is finding bugs and stuff like that with the aircraft, which is cool. It happens. That is if, did you restart the program? So there's no program that, let me see here. Yeah, there's no program that, yeah, so this program doesn't have to be running. This is the installer. Y'all can't see what I'm seeing, but this is the installer. That doesn't have to be running in order for the aircraft to operate. So there's no external program that has to be running, like I said, for the aircraft to operate. So we're not worried about that there, Zato. We'll jump in one more time and just see if she will initialize here. And she's just, I may just need a full computer restart to get it back initialized. So yeah, other than that, we did what we could tonight, gentlemen. It was a blast. I enjoyed the aircraft, but I just needed to get fixed before they release it. Please don't release it in this state. And it's not horrible. It's just some code things, I think. But yeah, I love the aircraft. It'll do good once it's updated. So yeah, Zato, appreciate you, man. We'll see you in Discord in a minute. Anthony, appreciate you for stopping by. Flight 504. My boy Owls, I think Owls even had some issues with the aircraft on his stream. He cut out early as well. Bruno, new guy, Patrico, appreciate you for stopping by. Samuel, Matt, Eli was in the house. Spawn and Salmon, Fires. Who else did we have? Rock City was in the house. Captain Geo was in the house. Greg Hill, CST Gaming. CST Gaming's also having problems. He couldn't even get the aircraft installed. Greenlight Auto Brokers, Greg Hill, New Mexico Flyer, Captain Will, HD Sim, Chris H, Brian Harris, and if I haven't said it, Mr. Zato Flies. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back live tomorrow. We're off. Don't know what we're going to do. We may be in this. We may not. We may be in something else. But either way, we're going to stream tomorrow. Until then, keep the blue skies up, guys. Enjoy your Saturday night. Leo Stick signing off. Peace.